Well, I told you guys one day I'd do a video on the Snap-on for you and tell you why I think it's one of the best diagnostic scanners there are, and go over what I like about it and some of the reasons why I think it's one of the best ones, and it's probably some of the things that y'all don't even know about. Okay, most of everything I like about the tool, I don't even have to have it hooked up to a car for you, because it is mostly right here in vehicle history. So this will keep up with every car that you scan, and basically it stays on the tool for a very long time. I don't even know when it actually deletes it off the tool, if it ever even does. If we sort these, you can see I started using this thing February of 22, so that's about right. And it still has everything on here that I've ever done with this. So if I needed to go back and look at a car that I'd scanned, as long as I kind of know roughly the date of it, I could go back to it, pick it, and not activate, hit view, and I could see basically everything that was in there code wise, the old report. So if I hit attachments here, we can open up this old report. If it'll open, it's a little slow because it's old, but yeah, apparently this one had a P1000, which everybody knows what that is, and then there's P145E PCV heater control circuit B code. So, and some ABS faults as well apparently. But so I can go back and look at the history of this thing. Come on, do it over here. There we go. So yeah, let's go to something a little more recent, like this. Where is it at? Let's go. This Dodge Dakota. I just looked at this the other day. This one is an old truck, so I couldn't do like a full vehicle scan on it. But anytime you go into a module and read the codes, it's going to store it here in the vehicle information. So there might not be a health report over here. Like for this vehicle, you can't scan the whole thing. It's too old for Snap-on to do that. But one thing about this is if I take screenshots of something, it puts it over here in the attachments folder. So let's go over to this tracks. This tracks has some other stuff with it. We can see here we've got our vehicle health report. We've got 2 screenshots, and then we've also got this weird icon that says PIDs. Well, this is actually some live data that I had saved, and we'll come back to that in just a second. This Dakota, this picture here is just a screenshot. So anytime we're connected to a vehicle, like right now you see down here we've got an 07 Ford Edge because I hit activate on that other one. If I come back out here to this Dakota, well, I gotta exit that vehicle first, but let's go back in here. If I hit activate on this Dakota, it's going to put it back here. So now if I save anything like a screenshot or something, I'll hit screenshot here, and it should put it back in with this folder right there. So how it saves things to a vehicle is something that I really like. Now if you see this one has a cloud with a check mark, and that one does not have a check mark. The ones with a check mark have been uploaded to Snap-on's cloud-based server called Altus or something like that. And you see that one just switched. So that means that just uploaded to the cloud. And if I double click on this, you can see this is actually a scope capture. And in this capture, this yellow trace is actually a voltage relative compression test, and this green is a cylinder 2 ignition sync. So as you can see right here, we had a problem, and yeah, it's very repetitive with cylinder 2. And since this is voltage, when voltage goes up, that's not necessarily meaning higher compression. That's actually lower compression, because a voltage drop would be our compression strokes. So on this truck, I was looking at a no compression issue on cylinder 2. Irrelevant, but the point is like you can screenshot anything and it will save it to that vehicle. So let's go back out of here. We'll go back over here to this tracks, hit view, and with this tracks we had this weird file called PIDs. Well, if we double click on this and open it up, it's going to take it a second. This is actually live data that I saved while driving the vehicle. And it's going to take it forever to load because, like I say, this thing's getting old. It's getting some issues. There we go. And I had just some different data PIDs graphing. This one was having an underboost issue. And if we scroll, you can see that it graphed everything that I had selected over here. And if I needed to pick out something over here that I was wanting to see, like this little hump right here, we could hit this little arrow button over here and we could scoot this cursor around and find a spot where we're like, oh, we got a weird little dip here for some reason. You can see the data for each one at that point. So like in this section here, it's like 38, 17.9, 18, 2.1. So you can see the live value that was at that time for each thing there. So this is really good for doing drivability diagnostics. And this is all running and saving as you're driving the car. You don't have to hit record. It is automatically doing this. And you just hit save on the live data screen and it will save this. So it's real handy. And as far as I know, there's no limit to how much that saves. It'll run until you tell it to stop or back out of that screen or whatever. And we can hook this up to a car in a little bit and kind of show you that. But either way, the thing I really like is how this saves everything to the car. Let me see. I don't know if I've got any other interesting ones on here or not. I don't really use the Snap-on a whole lot anymore, but you get the picture. Like, things get saved every time I do a report on a vehicle. It gets saved in here. So if I had like a pre-scan, a post-scan, or like a pre-scan and then a scan like during testing or something like that, that would all be here, as well as it saves it over here in this log. So pretty much everything gets saved kind of in two places. This would be a file that's uploaded to the cloud. This side is just kind of saved in here. So you can see like right here at 306, the ECM had these codes in it right here. And then we go back up here. right here, 801. This was even a different day. I just reloaded the vehicle. So like if you need everything to save to one spot, like if I needed to look at this Altima again, and like if I looked at it yesterday, I want to look at it again today and have everything still saved to this section right here. I would just, of course, I gotta be no vehicle here, no active vehicle. Go in here, find my Altima, hit activate, and then let it connect to the car, and everything will be saved to that car again. So that is probably one of the best features about the Snap-on that I like. The second, having the scope built onto the hardware, basically, like having it built onto the tool makes it so fast and efficient as far as doing scope captures, like that Dodge Dakota. If I go back into here, this Dakota, instead of digging the Pico out, I just grab my two leads to this thing, and there we go. Got my capture. And this was all I needed to know, that I had a compression issue with that cylinder, and I could either just leave it for the shop to figure this out or go further with it. Ended up going further with this, and all I did was pull the spark plug out, stuck a bore scope down in there, and got some pictures of a valve seat that had fallen out of the head. So I'll attach a picture of that to the video here for you, because it was pretty interesting. It was a pretty cool capture. But yeah, that is kind of the main thing I really like about the Snap-on. So if you're not familiar with the cloud service that Snap-on has, it's this website right here, Altus Drive. And pretty much everything that I was showing you is here on the website, other than those PID files. Those are on the tool, but you can actually go into the tool, put them on a thumb drive, upload them onto any computer, and open that file, and you can see those data PIDs. But anyways, so like I say, everything is here. Your screenshots and your reports is all right here. It doesn't group it particularly by vehicle. It is just grouped by time that it was uploaded. So as you've seen, I uploaded a screenshot, but I've not refreshed this page yet. That screenshot of the Dodge Dakota screen, basically. So if I hit refresh up here, you can see now we have that screenshot there. So if I use this basically for attaching things to my ROs, I can basically open one of these vehicle health reports, and I've got some up here opened already, and save them, download them. These screenshots, I can click these and download these, and then attach those to my work orders. So that's Altus Drive. Now, what I wanted to show you on here is the actual health reports that get generated by the Snap-on. I really like them. They're really good. They're easy to understand for people. And as a technician, when you do the vehicle scan, it will give you some information that will help you. So I've got two reports here. Both of them are the same car, just at different times. You can see this one's at 9:24, this one's at 9:28. So this one here was my pre-scan, my first scan of the car, and it had a bunch of codes in it, and I just wanted to clear them all out. This car was been diagnosed for the top not working, and down here we had just a ton of codes, like voltage codes and things like that. So most of all of these were actually set as history codes and didn't really matter, so I wanted to just clear them out in case something was keeping the top from working, even though right here in my systems without codes, my folding top does not have any codes in it. That's a kind of a cool thing that, it separates, like, okay, these modules are all fine, they don't have codes. But the thing that you got to pay attention to when you're looking at these pre-scans from a Snap-on is down here at the very bottom, readiness monitors. This one right here means it's not complete. So if it's not complete, that means the car has not actually been ran long enough and had enough key cycles to perform this test since the codes was cleared. So you can kind of gauge if you're dealing with a drivability issue like check engine light or a running condition, something like that. You can kind of gauge a little bit of how long the car has ran since the codes have been cleared based off of this. So if you've got an issue with a car, say the customer complains a misfire, something like that, and you come over, do your pre-scan, and this right here has not been ran, or it has ran, or something like that, you can kind of gauge if the codes have been cleared. Maybe you're dealing with an issue and you don't have any codes. Well, this will tell you if the codes have recently been cleared. Like this right here, this code has apparently been cleared at some point recently because it's not had enough time to execute that test. So what I mean is, like on this page, this was me scanning it and then clearing it. I had 3 codes immediately come back, okay? And down here, you can see we had misfires complete and comprehensive component complete. Those 2 tests completed because I basically started it, and those will clear or run pretty fast. But the rest of this stuff has not ran yet. So you can tell that's a real recent code clear event. So that's something that's really nice about this report, is you can see the readiness monitors right there at the bottom of the page. You can know if the codes have recently been cleared or something like that based off of this. How many of these have been completed, how many of them have not, things of that nature. I really like their reports. They work really good for customers. Customers like the way they look. They're not too complicated. They're really simple, but yet for tech, it gives us a lot of information. All right, so we come out to my little work van here, got it hooked up, got me a pre-scan on here, and as you can see, I've got a low battery voltage code setting the cluster. It's not a big deal because I forgot to turn my inverter off and ran the battery dead. So, surprised there's not more codes than that. But down here at the very bottom, we see these readiness monitors. Everything is cleared. So you can tell by that, like I was saying, it's been a while since the codes have been cleared in this. So if I was dealing with a drivability issue and I seen all of these were checked off as complete and I didn't have any codes, I would be really worried about having to duplicate that and figure out what was going on with it. Or, if I seen all of those were cleared out and not ran yet, not completed, I would think somebody's probably deleted the codes on me. If you keep a current subscription on the Snap-on, if this thing did have a check engine light or something like that, and we had a code set, we could click this fix it thing, and if you've got a Pro Demand account or something like that, you could click repair information up here at the top, and you could actually go, it would take you to Pro Demand to basically give you service information. This will give you a little bit of service information, but not very much. Depends on the car. These common replaced parts, fixed things, I don't use those ever. I don't really care about those. Most of the time they're wrong. So yeah, don't base your diagnostics off of those. So, but anyways, let's go into our engine control module, and it's going to tell us turn the engine off, but no, we're going to go straight into some live data here. Data management. And if you watched my top-down review video, I said the Snap-on will graph every PID for you. And right now, if you see, we are right here, is counting page numbers basically. And right now, it is actually recording everything in this data, whether it's on the screen, off the screen, it doesn't matter. If it's in this list right now, it is graphing that data. So if I hit this O2 data PID here, it's going to open it up, move it to the top, and you can see that it has started at 0 and it is counting. So right now it is graphing everything. So it doesn't matter what you pick. Let's see. I don't really know another good one to pick. That one's just a good one, but either way, it's graphing everything. I think there might be a limit to how many you can put on a page at one time. I'm not really sure. Let's just see how many of these we can open up here. Let's see, how many have we got now? 3. I don't even know. Not real sure. In case this is, I think it's tripping out my screen capture, so you can see I've got several that are picked. Come on. Yeah, it's being real slow. I'll be surprised if this screen capture goes through. But either way, we can graph a lot of these PIDs, and like I said, it might keep and let me graph every one of them. I'm not sure. It's screen capture is making this thing pretty sluggish, and that's one of the reasons why I'm probably going to upgrade this thing to a Zeus at some point soon. Not real sure, but either way, got all these PIDs graphed. Well, what if we're driving this thing and it has a hiccup, you know, and whatever I'm graphing isn't actually like showing me, like I don't have the right PID that I wanted or whatever. Well, if I just hit save up here at the top, okay, it's saving this whole file. Everything it has captured to that point is saved. And if we go exit out of here, we can go down here to our little file folder for the vehicle, and here's our file. So take this a second to open up. So it got to be a little too much for the old thing, so we're just going to go into our documents here, shop stream, and right here we have our scanner data folder, and this is our data PID file. So if we open that, and all these you can take these, like I said, put them on a thumb drive, load them on a different computer or something like that. If you needed to send them to somebody, you could just email these files. And once this gets loaded here, you can see on the left side here, every data PID that was selected is here, okay? And every one of them is graphed over here. So if I didn't have a data PID selected that I figured out that I did need to see, it's still here. It's in all this. You could come in here and scroll through these and go, oh, well, what happened here? You know, you could go away. You could move your cursor over here and go, what happened here? And like I was saying, you can check all these things, go through all the PIDs and see what happened at that exact moment everywhere. So yeah, very, very helpful for drivability diagnostics right here. So that is kind of the gist of why I really like the Snap-on scanners. I used to hate on them because they do have their issues. They've got their quirks. They do 2 updates a year, pretty much the end of first quarter, I think, and then the end of third quarter, I think they'll have a second update. Not really sure. Updates are expensive unless you do like I do and you pay the monthly subscription. You save so much money buying the subscription versus just buying the updates as you need them. One reason to do the subscription is the auto off. This tool, with the subscription, it stays current, so it stays with auto off. If not, every time Snap-on does an update, which is twice a year, well, if you miss that update, your auto off now does not work. So keep the subscription on it. It's really, like, for this tool, I think I added it up the other day. It was like a little over $900 a year for the various Edge, but it's broke down over, I think it's like $82 a month. I mean, $82 a month. That is so much easier than buying the update when it comes out for almost everybody. So not only is it cheaper in the long run, but it's just an easier to have that $82 a month payment versus, you know, buying a yearly subscription. Let's see, my Altel IM608 I think was $895 for the year. Altel Ultra is $1,600 a year, I think it is. So realistically, the updates for the Snap-ons are not even more expensive than your Altels or anything like that. So it's a no-brainer. Do the subscription, keep it an easy monthly payment, saves you money. But yeah, enough on that. It's just all around one of the best diagnostic scan tools there are for drivability. The graphing on this, like, you can see how detailed the graphing is. So yeah, drivability wise, it's hard to beat it. That's it for this. This was probably way too long of a video, and probably not a lot of what y'all thought would be in it. But I wanted to show you the things that I like about it, the things that are useful about it, that a lot of people probably just overlook or don't even realize. So hopefully, probably next year, I'm going to upgrade this thing to the Zeus, or maybe even a Zeus Plus, because that's the newest one out. I don't really particularly think I'm going to like the Zeus Plus because, like I said, one of the things that I really like is the scope being right there, handy on the tool, and they took that off the Zeus Plus. It's not there anymore. So I don't know that I'm would enjoy that or not. But anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you made it through all this rambling. So hit that like button. If you got some questions about it, leave them down in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Yeah, we'll see you guys later.